Faceți cunoștință cu Jason și Andreea. Ea bucovineancă, prin formație jurist, prin pasiune patiser-cofetar. El, un inginer de aviație american care a visat mereu să fugă de tornadele din Ocklahoma, undeva în Europa. Acel undeva s-a întâmplat să fie un colț de rai din Cacica, județul Suceava. Din dragoste pentru Andreea și pentru peisajele din Bucovina, Jason a hotărât să părăsească definitiv Statele Unite și să se mute în România rurală, locul unde a învățat că viața poate fi trăită și fără stres. Călătoria noastră are și gust de Mac&Cheese, hot dog și fudge de ciocolată. Pregătiți carnetul de rețete și hai să descoperim gastronomia tradițională americană.
Această ediție Călătorie cu Gust îmi aduce o bucurie în plus, aceea a unei revederi cu o bună și veche prietenă a mea, Andreea. Hai să spunem încă de la începutul emisiunii. Am fost colege la liceu. Te regăsesc într-o altă etapă a vieții tale.
Mai matură.
Mai matură, da. And Jason, nice to meet you.
You too.
An American who decided to leave everything and come live in Romania.
Yes.
That's quite a story.
I had a heck of an incentive.
How did it happen?
Well, I've always wanted to live in Europe. No particular place in mind, but I've traveled all over the United States, so I wanted to move. But that was not necessarily the most important thing, because at some point in time we met and started talking, and a couple of years later we just thought it would be a good idea. We made a pretty good team, so here we are today.
But how did you guys actually meet?
Online.
Online through a video game.
Online for a video game. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, we were teammates. I thought he was a grandma. He thought I was a guy. we started talking about things not related to the game, and we discovered that we had a lot in common. And then we moved the discussions from the game chat to WhatsApp. We realized that neither of us was what the other one thought they were.
Yeah, but we had a funny story to tell, so. And one thing led to another. And
one day Andrea said, how about you come to Romania?
Well,
come live in Romania?
Actually, I vacationed out here for a few weeks.
Okay.
And
you loved
enjoyed
it
so much that it influenced my decision or our decision for me to sell the house and start, I guess, a midlife crisis, but without the crisis.
And you've been living in Romania, in Suceava and Cacica for how long now?
About 2.5 years.
About 2.5 years. Did you adapt easily to Romanian culture?
For the most part, yeah, I think so. I've made quite a few friends out here, and we have a pretty entertaining, fun life. So it's different, but in a good way. So.
What about this place? Isn't it amazing?
This place is absolutely gorgeous, and one of the best things about this place is waking up and getting to see this view every morning. So the wildlife, the wilderness, and this time of year it's especially pretty with the leaves falling off the trees.
But the landscape is somehow familiar to you, I think.
For a while I did, as a child, live on I would call it a ranch in Oklahoma, out in the countryside. And so this kind of brings back some fond memories of that.
Yes. What is the best thing about living here?
The lack of stress of my life has helped to improve my health overall, which was beginning to be a huge issue. Not that it's super stressful in the United States, but I did have a relatively stressful job, and there were a lot of stressors on me. So living out here, I've been able to remove some of that, which has helped me, at least physiologically.
All right. And I guess you also love that we don't have tornadoes here in Romania.
Yes.
Well, My research has shown that there's been at least 3 recorded tornadoes in Romania, but I haven't seen any, so that's good.
Yeah, but you've seen a lot when you were
I did.
you
In
were a
Oklahoma,
kid.
it's literally the center of Tornado Alley,
Okay.
which is a part of the United States that gets hit with tornadoes regularly every single year. So it's nice not to have those massive thunderstorms and tornadoes out here, although I do appreciate a good rain shower every now and then.
Este unul dintre motivele pentru care ați hotărât să locuiți în România? Ți-era teamă de tornadele din Oklahoma?
Când ne-am cunoscut, nu aveam viză pentru a vizita Statele Unite. A durat destul de mult până să reușesc să obțin viza, deoarece în perioada pandemiei ambasada a fost închisă de foarte multe ori. Și am vizitat prima oară Statele Unite după ce el s-a mutat aici, deci nu știam exact unde aș merge. Mi-a plăcut foarte mult, dar cred că e mai confortabil să locuiesc aici și să fiu acolo turist măcar o dată pe an.
Pentru turiștii americani, pentru alți americani care ar putea ajunge aici, Andreea, spune-ne ce e de văzut în zona asta, în Cacica.
În Cacica sunt 2 obiective turistice de care românii cu siguranță știu, străinii probabil nu, Salina Cacica și Sanctuarul Catolic, unde în fiecare an, pe 15 august, are loc un pelerinaj cu oameni din toată țara.
De altfel, în Cacica locuiește o comunitate importantă de polonezi. E așadar un loc așa cu o culoare și cu o bogăție multietnică. În plus, Cacica e în inima Bucovinei, nu?
Exact.
Ce poate fi mai frumos decât să fii în Bucovina și să cunoști Bucovina. Tu te-ai născut în Suceava.
M-am născut în Suceava, nu am niciun fel de rude aici, deși numele meu are origini poloneze și toată lumea mă întreabă, ai pe cineva aici? Nu, s-a întâmplat. Părinții mei căutau prin anii 90 un loc unde să construiască o casă de vacanță în care să petreacă cu prietenii. Ajunseserăm pe la Mănăstirea Humorului, dar era dificil accesul pentru că nu exista un podeț peste apă și s-au plimbat prin județ cu mașina, au ajuns acolo pe deal unde este șoseaua principală. Mamei i-a plăcut foarte mult locul și l-a întrebat pe tata ce ar fi dacă. Și au reușit să obțină teren bucățică cu bucățică de la oameni care veneau să le vândă câte o bucățică de teren pe care o aveau ei, ca să poată să-și întregească proprietatea și să aibă liniște și intimitate aici.
Îmi povesteai că la început nu-ți plăcea foarte mult să vii aici.
Nu, pentru că cred că a început construcția prin 1996, a fost finalizată undeva în anul 2000. 2000 este anul în care noi am început liceul. Când vrei să petreci cu prietenii în oraș, nu să stai cu părinții la țară la fiecare sfârșit de săptămână.
Și să admiri peisajul, oricât de frumos ar fi
Exact,
el.
nu la 15 ani.
Nu la 15 ani. Dar uite că încet, încet te-ai îndrăgostit și tu de locurile astea, de casa asta și acum o mare parte a timpului o petreci aici.
Păi de asta am spus că ne întâlnim acum cu varianta mea matură, care apreciază alte lucruri față de cele pe care le apreciam atunci.
Sunt mai multe motive pentru care am venit la voi. Odată pentru că voiam să aflu de ce crede un american care s-a mutat aici despre țara noastră. A doua oară pentru că voiam să te revăd. Și a treia oară pentru că am aflat că voi gătiți foarte bine.
Așa merge zvonul. Acum să vedem dacă o să fii și tu de acord după ce îți arătăm ce știm să facem.
Andrea just said that you're an amazing cook.
Well, she's an amazing pastry chef, so,
Yeah.
you know, we complement each other.
So, how about a cooking challenge?
What do you have in mind?
Just the challenge. I only had the challenge in mind, but you'll have to think of some ways to impress me. I don't know, with the Romanian cuisine, the American cuisine.
Maybe a mix of both?
Maybe a mix of both. What do you
I think we
say?
could come up with something.
Oh, yeah.
So, what's cooking, Doc?
Well, we're gonna make some good old classic baked macaroni and cheese with
macaroni
a little
and
bit
cheese.
of ham and 4 different kinds of cheese.
That is indeed an American classic.
As we found out earlier today, it is.
Kids love it.
They do.
Kids in Romania love this recipe. However,
Yes.
what you get in restaurants here has nothing to do with the American recipe, I think. So I'm very curious and I'm very eager to taste the original. So what kind of macaroni and what kind of cheese
These are pennies.
are you using?
I think they're pennies or rigatoni. No.
Rigatoni, yes.
I honestly don't remember.
You
I'm not
can
an
use whatever
expert on
pasta.
noodles. You can use any pasta you want, technically. I like to use either elbow macaroni or something like this, or maybe a little bit larger, and follow the directions on the box of whatever you're getting or from whatever store you get it from.
This is Parmesan.
This is grana padano, which
Padano,
we
yes.
use sometimes instead of Parmesan. And then we have some smoked kashkaval,
Oh, so it has a Romanian twist.
da, and a little bit of Gruyere over here, and aged white cheddar right here.
Cheddar. Okay.
So
This is also Romanian.
this is, we got this from one of the local stores. So it'll bring a little bit of the Romanian with the American culture together.
You were doing something when I came in the kitchen.
Yes, we were boiling some water and we were scalding some milk with added nutmeg.
Nutmeg. Okay.
I forget the Romanian term, sorry.
Nucșoară.
Nucșoară.
Perfect.
Okay. So the nutmeg adds a little bit of flavoring to the milk, and you really won't taste it in the final product. But if you were to try the same dish without it, you would definitely taste a difference.
Okay, so my eyes are on you and on what you're doing.
Okay, well, the first thing we're gonna do, now that it looks like our water's getting to a boil, is we're gonna put our noodles in. And to fully cook these noodles to al dente, it takes about 6 minutes. So we're only gonna do half of that, 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay?
Next, we buttered this pan and set it to the side. So if you can hand me that paper that's next to
Yeah, sure.
you. We'll take a couple of these cubes and just give it. So we're gonna butter the bottom and the sides. So that'll just keep our pasta from sticking. We can move this out of the way. Okay. Well, now we're gonna turn on the fire. We're gonna put this on a medium-low, about there, and we'll just melt this butter. Give that a minute. Now the butter's almost melted, we can add some flour. And we just keep stirring until it changes color to what we want it to be. All right, well, now we've wrapped the color we want, so we're gonna incorporate our milk a little at a time. All right, this is smooth enough for now, and we're gonna save the grana padano for later. So let's start adding our cheeses in. Doesn't matter which order. We're just gonna add all of this. but not too much at once. And you can never have too much cheese, so we'll add the rest. And you know your cheese is thick enough. And you can run your finger through and leave your spatula completely clean. But don't burn yourself. All right, we've got our cheese sauce, we've got our macaroni.
That's
and
really cheesy, man.
it's a great sauce. As it cooks, it actually will thin a little bit. So.
And it smells fantastic.
And we're just going to cut these into cubes. So we'll just do that, that.
So, fun fact about macaroni and cheese.
Yes?
Maybe you already know that. President Thomas Jefferson introduced macaroni and cheese in America.
No
True
kidding.
or false?
I'll take
You
your
know
word for it. I've never heard that before.
I found this information on Google, actually. Yeah. He went to Paris and to Italy. He really liked this dish. And then he served it at state dinner. So
Oh, yeah. Wow.
he thought macaroni and cheese is a really
this-
fancy dish.
It seems like such a non-fancy thing for the White House, but you know, there was a time when lobster was considered food for peasants. So,
Oh,
you know,
really?
food has a tendency to change over time.
I didn't know that.
This is extremely hot, which is why we only cook the pasta for half of the time, because its next journey in the oven at 190 centigrade is Celsius, excuse me, is going to finish the cooking process. So now we will take that and we will pour it into our prepared pan. All right, for the next step, you get to put these on.
Yay!
And if you would be so kind
Fancy.
to pick this bowl up, but before I'm gonna swap
Yeah.
out our utensils to one that works a little better for this process. So if you could pick that up so that I can, and hold it just like that, exactly. Pour it in here. Now I'm just going to spread this evenly in the pan. And we'll go put it in a 190 oven for about
You still
10
have
minutes.
the grana padano here.
Yep, after it's cooked for about 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to take it out. We're going to put the breadcrumbs on top of it, and then we will shred some fresh cheese over the top and let that brown up, and it'll give it a nice crust on top.
Wow, that looks great.
It does, but it's going to look even better after we finish it up. So what we're going to do is take a mixture of breadcrumbs, and I like to put these around the edges. Lots of them. Of course, we're going to make a mess, but that's par for the course with me.
Part of the fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun for the one cleaning.
This is
after.
true. So we'll do that. And then we're gonna take some of this grana padano, which you can use Parm Reg, any kind of hard cheese that you have. And we're just gonna grate it all over here. Cheese lover's dream.
Yeah.
And we will come back with some more breadcrumbs. And then we'll throw it back in the oven. In 10 minutes, we'll be all done.
Wow.
We waited long for this, so
Not that long.
Well, these people, it only took like 30 seconds, but for us, it's been about 25 minutes. So, why don't we... You do want to try it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Looks great.
I think I'm going to have a plate too, if that's all right. So, why don't we dig in?
Yeah, sure. Are you ready for the judging?
Let me know what you think. Four kinds of cheese, nice crusty top, Romanian ham. It's good stuff.
American cook. Mac and cheese, bine ai venit în viața mea.
It's one of my favorite meals.
I can understand why. You're a wonderful cook.
Thank you. Nice
So-
to let me be on your show.
Are you ready to show me some more?
I am. We are going to take a little journey
Yeah.
from Romania to Seattle and then to Chicago.
Seattle and Chicago.
Yeah. And then I've got a little surprise for you after that.
All right. I love surprises. Just going to eat a little bit more, and then I will be ready to join you in Seattle and Chicago.
All right.
În următorul episod, Jason ne va dezvălui 2 rețete celebre de hot dog, iar mai apoi Andreea va completa meniul cu un desert pe bază de ciocolată. Până atunci, that's all, folks!